Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Natasha Nelson and welcome to ADIO, which stands for Above, Down, Inside, Out. This podcast is about integrating the 5 pillars of health: physical, chemical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And each episode will be dedicated to one particular topic, one theme, one piece of health that we can dissect a little bit. And I'm really excited about this series that I'm going to bring called The Emotional Meaning of Physical Dis-ease. And I think I love this topic so much because as a chiropractor, I learned early in my practice that not all injuries were the same. Like it would show up the same, the injuries could look the same, but healing was different for every person. And I was really curious about that. Like, why do some people heal faster? Why do some injuries show up in some people but not others? And that really was the start of me dissecting this idea of really the connection in the mind and the body and the emotional connection with the body. And so what I want to do with this series is each week I'm going to bring you one body part and we're going to do a deep dive into it. And this is my disclaimer, right? I'm not your doctor. This is not a diagnosis or treatment. That is not the intention of this. What I want to do here is just to give you one more piece of information, like one more layer about the healing process and where if you're dealing with a physical body issue, you have an opportunity to dive emotionally and have just some understanding. So this is where I'm going to start. I want you to think about your body the same way you would as the dash in the car, right? It tells you like, check engine, check the oil, add gas, your turn signals are on. It's a computerized way of letting you know what's happening in the car that you can't see. Well, the body is the same way. The body is always communicating with us. It's gathering information through their senses, especially the 5 senses. It's gathering information through the body up to the brain. The brain talks to the body. And in that, signs and symptoms, signals, your body is letting you know if it is in need of something. It's trying to get your attention. And so today I want to really dive into, and we're going to start at the bottom, which would be the feet. The feet, just some the feet. There are 33 joints in the feet. You have 26 bones in each foot, and combined there are about 100 muscles and tendons and ligaments. And combined, the feet make up about 25% of the musculoskeletal system. So just to give you an idea, the average person walks between 3,000 and 4,000 steps a day. And over a lifetime, that's about 75,000 to 115,000 miles that we walk in a lifetime. So to give that some context, that would be the equivalent of walking around the globe 4 times. So the feet are important, and the feet and the ankles, because the ankles have 7 bones in each ankle. So I want to start here because as a chiropractor, anytime somebody came into my office, regardless of what the symptom and the issue, my exam always included the feet, which meant I would have people standing, trying to balance one side or the other. I would have everybody walk forward and then walk backwards because the feet determine the balance of the knees, the hips, and the foundation of the spine, which affects everything from the neck and shoulders and the head. So the feet are very, very valuable in the entire system of the body. And yet they are very overlooked until they hurt. And even then, people can have foot problems, ankle issues, toe injuries, and just kind of like, no big deal. Tape them together, tape the toes together, stuff them in a shoe, and keep going. And okay, but I want you to think about feet and what they do. They are the weight distribution for your entire body. They balance the right and the left side. They allow you to move forward. They absorb the shock of every single step that you take. So this is where I want you to start to really the emotional component when we look at the feet. And I want you to think in terms of, I like stories. So in Greek mythology, there's the great Greek hero, and his name was Achilles. He was known as the great warrior, the great hero, the greatest that existed. So the expression Achilles' heel, what is that? Well, in the Greek mythology, the story around Achilles was that because he was such a great warrior, his mother wanted to make him immortal. And she was told that if you dip him in this special river Styx, that he would become immortal. So Achilles' mom held him by one foot and dipped him in the water. But the place that she held him, the foot, the ankle, and the Achilles, were not able to touch the water. Therefore, it's the part of Achilles that was vulnerable, and it's ultimately how he died was he was wounded by an arrow in his Achilles. And that's what killed him, because he was immortal everywhere except that one place where he was held by his mother. So what does this have to do with the feet? Well, it's just an idea of understanding the expression of an Achilles heel. Where does that come from? Well, it's the part of us that is vulnerable. And it can be a physical vulnerability. It can be chemical. It could be emotional, mental, or spiritual. It's a place in us that we may not know is a weakness or vulnerability that can catch us off guard and challenge us. Okay, we are not mortal. We're not immortal beings. But it's I like Greek mythology. I like the stories because they always have something to share. So what does this mean when you think about the feet, the ankles, and the emotional meaning of the physical disease? So our feet, what do the feet do? They give us mobility. We walk, we run, we stand, we step. Our feet touch the ground. They move us forward. So what, with that information, do you think would be the emotional connection with the feet? Well, think about it in terms of some of the common phrases or sayings that we use in the language that you don't even realize are associated with the feet, like being grounded, how to stay grounded, meaning coming out of the clouds and coming into reality. So if you are experiencing issues with your feet or ankles, whether it's a chronic issue, whether it's just something small that's just come up, pay attention. These are questions that I want you to think about as a way to start the healing journey on another layer for yourself. So feet keep us grounded, keep us connected to the earth. Our toes are the weight bearing and weight distribution as we propel forward. Our feet rock and move in balance, and the weight goes between the 5 toes, not an equal distribution, but that's what allows for balance and propelling forward. The ankles are about the flexibility and the ability to withstand the compression. So it has the flexibility and the joint mobility so that with every step, there's a flexibility to it. It's not a hard, rigid hitting the ground. So here are some questions to think about as you think about your feet and really the deep dive to healing at the cellular level of the muscles, of the tendons, of the bones, of all of the structures in the feet. Where are you in your life? Are you forcing yourself forward? Where are you forcing yourself to go in a direction that you have not thoroughly examined? Just to give it some thought. Here's some other questions. Where are you unbalanced or ungrounded in your life? Where are you standing still when you need to be moving? You know, the term dragging your feet. Where are you dragging your feet in making a decision? But it also could be, well, where are you moving or moving too fast when you should be standing still? Where are you this constant movement when you should be able to stop and pause and reflect? Where are you walking on eggshells? The expression of tiptoeing and trying to be silent when you move around, not to be heard, to be invisible, to not disrupt. So where might you be walking on eggshells? Where are you, like I said, moving too fast or too slow? Where are you rushing, or where are you feeling stuck? Maybe you need to stand your ground, standing up for yourself. And maybe you need to walk away or run and flee and get away. So these are questions that are meant to help you examine the energy of the feet, the emotional connection and meaning about the feet. So I love this series. We're going to go through the whole body from the toes and work our way up through every organ and system all the way up to the head. And I love this, and I would love to hear from you if this helps, what stands out for you. Just connect with me. Send me an email at drnelson@lifedoctor.guru, or leave me a message, leave me a comment, but let me know you're there and what you thought. So I want to say thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time and being with me to talk about all things health. So I'm Dr. Natasha Nelson, and until next time, bye.